It's your boy Unlock Bro here, and yes, we're back with Destiny. I know I took a hiatus, and a very, very long hiatus. And the reason I'm back is one, Bungie decided to grace us with very discounted prices for the expansions. Hopefully that day around they stay like with newer expansions besides the new one that just dropped, which is $100, which I might be prompted to get, as I have a group of friends who have been playing with me and they want me to continue playing. So without further ado, this week we got XUR, and we're starting that back up. Now he is on Nesses in the Watcher's Grave, and I heard he has some pretty decent grabs for this week. Let's go check him out. Guys, sit back and relax. If you guys are new, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for new videos that might be coming out. Hit that bell notification, as we will be throwing out, can't speak, as we will be using more Destiny content. For those who are returning, thank you. You guys make me keep this up and allow me to do this daily. So for new returning players, as you can see, you got a group of Guardians up there. When you first jump in here, if you don't know where he's at, he's going to be on the big tree all the way to the end. Now let's see, what does he have for us this week? So this week, we have the Crimson, a very, very nice hand cannon. For those who do not have one, I do recommend. It's not that bad of a roll. Then you have the Gemini Jesters, average roll with a 68, nice mobility with recovery and discipline. Mainly used for PvP, but if you're an exotic collector, this wouldn't be bad to grab, as it is a decent roll. Now, for all you Titans out there, if you do not have a Helm of Saint 14, this is the one that you really need to get. 68 with a spike in resilience as being 23. I think this is possibly one of the really good rolls that you could possibly get for this. For those who don't, I recommend you grabbing it. It is very nice. Now, for all you Warlock users, Master Race, we have a 67 with high spike in recovery and strength, a little bit of intellect, and following with mobility. Now, if that strength was in maybe resilience or discipline, that would have been fantastic. As it is arc, so they do kind of use a little bit of melee, this wouldn't be that bad of a roll. For those who do not have one, that's very good. And as we're Warlocks, recovery is very great for what us to do. I do recommend grabbing your one.
Now it is yours.
Now for this week, as we only using the Hawkmoon, you have the Hawkmoon with Rangefinder. Now, this is not that bad of a roll. I do recommend, if you do not have a Hawkmoon, this is probably a almost god tier with Rangefinder. Unless you had got the one from, I think it was 2 weeks ago, or yeah, I want to say it was 2 weeks ago. He dropped with a very nice Hawkmoon, and if you missed it, you can try to catch up with this one, or hope next week he rolls a little bit better. Now on to the weapons. You have Fierce Contribution, Auto Loading, Mulligan, not so great. No Reprieve, Surplus and Focused, also not so great. Death Adder, Feeding Frenzy, and Disruption Break. Now, this isn't that bad of a roll. Now, you got the Feeding Frenzy, which rapid kills, increases reload speed and for a short time. And then you have Breaking Enemy Shield, Disruption Break, which is breaking enemy shield, and weapon makes it more vulnerable to kinetic damage for a brief period. So if you have maybe a sidearm or a hand cannon that's doing kinetic, you break them with this, do that, and it does a little bit more damage with them. This is almost a god roll. If I'm not mistaken, someone was telling me that the god roll will be Feeding Frenzy and Firefly. This will make this perfect, but if this is an almost god roll, and if you need a solar submachine gun, this is actually not that bad. of a roll for PvE. You got a auto-loading holster, deafening whisper, wave frame. If it had something other than moving target, this will be a great roll. You have tarnished metal, scout rifle arc, demolish and focus fury. Now this is an average roll with generating grenade abilities and reloading this and focus fury. Now for those beginning as just starting out, this would not be a bad grab. If you need an arc scout rifle, this would be a pretty decent. Now there are better rolls than this, but this would definitely start out for those who are new and trying to get their vault weapon space filled up with unique weapons that they can possibly jump around to and use for whenever they need to. Then you have the retrofit escapade, which feeding frenzy and frenzy. Well, as the name works with, you got feeding frenzy, so you're rapidly killing and it makes you reload faster. And then being in combat makes you increase damage handling and reload until you're out. So the longer you're in combat, the more damage you do, and then the better you're able to reload. Now this isn't the god roll, but this is definitely a very good roll as it got more reload speed. So you're going to be reloading fast, and everyone knows that machine guns load slow as they are heavy. So if need be, I do recommend grabbing you one if you're looking for a decent or average machine gun. Then you have the Code Duello, Surplus Frenzy, not so much. Now let's see if they are coming and saving us for this week. Average, better than what it was last time. At least he's not bugged. So you have the 65 with a little bit in resilience, discipline, strength. Again, new players would recommend grabbing as these are decent, at least spread across the board. Now, next is the armor. 65, a little bit too much mobility. As we are hunters, you don't want mobility. Now, I would recommend that these are, if you're looking for more ornaments to put on for your look, these are an average look, and I think if I remember someone saying it was about 40% of Guardians have it, so it's not very rare, but it does look average. Now you come to this helmet, and this is something that a hunter should have. Automatically get 3 to your mobility. If you wanted to be the fastest warlock in the meta, this is definitely a grab. You're gonna be squishy, but you're gonna be fast. Ending it off with boots that are average. Again, new players would, as it is 65, and it would work decently. Again, a little bit more mobility, not too much there. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and load up another character. Okay, guys, we're here on my hunter, and let's start out with the. Oh my goodness! So you have a 67 with a spike in 30 in resilience with 17 and 14 in discipline and strength. Now, I do recommend grabbing these as these are very good for PvE. And with the 30 resilience, you automatically get 3 levels, and that makes you that much closer to having 100 resilience. So I do recommend grabbing those. You then have a 64 with a high spike in strength. Now, for those who are melee builds, this would be pretty decent as you need strength for those. And then going on next, you have a 63 with spikes in discipline. Not that bad, as discipline is for your grenades, and some hunters do use their grenades in their builds and how they play with decent in mobility. And then last but not least, you have 63 with average spread out stacks. Now for the Titan to end it off, guys, yes, now we're on to the Titans. We got average roll, 65 with decent recovery and discipline. If you guys don't have anything better, I do suggest picking them up. Now you do want resilience, but recovery is a decent second, and they do use their grenades. Some builds do, so you can use it for the discipline. Then you got 65 with nice strength, but the mobility is killing it. Then you have 66 with so much recovery. Now, if you masterwork this, they'll jump to 30, and you'll have 3 for your recovery. And then you only need to get the 7 more to have almost 100 for your recovery. So, do recommend picking this up. And now, you do want, like I said, you do want resilience, but recovery is a nice second. Then, last but not least, you got average rolls with spread out stats, but 64. Now, again, new players, if you guys don't have anything, I do recommend grabbing this. So that's what you guys got for Zerd for this week. Don't forget that he leaves Tuesday, and then he will be back again on Friday, and we'll be picking back up. You guys stick around, as I will be posting out more Destiny content, as I am now a full involved person. Thank you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Do hit the bell notification, as there will be more content coming out, guys, towards you. See you later.